for incredible feats in the world's greatest stunts.
A car, a motorcycle, and an airplane. Their timing has to be perfect. A water skier and a boat pilot about to attempt 3 world records. And a motorcyclist on a deserted highway chasing 2 18-wheeled tractor trailers for the jump of his life.
Hi everybody, I'm Roy Firestone. We're here at the Miami Marine Stadium here at Key Biscayne, Florida, just one of the fabulous places where some of the bravest professional stuntmen are about to risk their lives attempting the most thrilling and dangerous stunts you've ever seen.
And I'm Kathy Ireland, and in just a few minutes we'll go behind the scenes to show you just how these world-class athletes undertake the kind of real-life challenges you never see in the movies.
Welcome to another edition of the world's greatest stunts.
From around the globe, these are the world's greatest stunts.
Hi, I'm Susan Anton, and I'm here on this abandoned stretch of highway in the middle of the Mojave Desert, where motorcycle jumper Johnny Airtime is going to fly over 2 18-wheel trucks as they convoy down this road. It's a unique challenge and guaranteed to make Johnny Airtime a real-life road warrior.
Hi, I'm Annalicia, and I'm standing on this historic airfield outside Paris, where world-famous stunt engineer Remy Julien and his action stunt team are going to attempt a spectacular, world-first 3-way adventure in the air. We're going to fly this plane down this course. Then we're going to jump this car over the plane, and we're going to jump this motorcycle over them both. We call this stunt Dangerous Crossroads.
And from this scenic cove along the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of Miami, Florida, world champion freestyle water skier Dave Reinhardt and world-class boat pilot Mickey Giacomazzi will attempt to set 3 world records in a single stunt.
At speeds up to 70 miles an hour, Mickey will pull Dave across this bay, launching him over this ski ramp for a world record height and distance jump.
Then Mickey will launch his boat off this ramp, sending it further in the air than any boat has ever gone before.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
But before we do, let's join Susan Anton in the Mojave Desert, where motorcycle stuntman Johnny Airtime is undertaking his own unbelievable challenge.
Hi again. If you think I just performed that stunt, thanks for the compliment. Actually, it took the skills of an expert, professional motorcycle stuntman. Now, in the movies, they're able to use trick photography and stunt doubles and hidden rigging to create an action sequence. But on this show, what you see is what you get. No tricks, no gimmicks, just careful planning and months of testing. And a lot of guts. We're here in Black Mountain, Nevada, on a strip of deserted highway that you won't find on any modern map, because stuntman Johnny Airtime wants to attempt something that wouldn't be allowed on any public highway anywhere.
This makes Cross Your Heart bra look like a piece of dental floss, doesn't it?
Johnny Airtime's preparing a world's first ramp-to-ramp motorcycle jump that's never been tried anywhere before. But it's what's between the 2 ramps that's really going to make this a wild ride. These 2 18-wheelers are each about 60 feet long, and then you line them up one in front of the other. Can you attach a jump ramp at the front and the back? Well, you're looking at a total length of about 200 feet. But with the truck speeding forward at 30 miles per hour, that distance will actually increase while Johnny's in the air. ramp only an eighth of a mile to get his powerful 500cc motorcycle up to speed.
Then he's going to race up from behind, jump the rear truck, sail about 200 feet, and if all conditions are good, he'll land on the ramp attached to the front truck.
If anyone can meet this challenge, it's Johnny Airtime. When we last saw Johnny, he was facing off with a speedy locomotive.
The train jump was challenging because I had to have perfect timing on the jump. And when I was in the air, the train was going under, so it shortened the length of the train. This time, the obstacle is going away from me at 30 miles an hour, so I have to overcome that with 100 miles an hour of actual ground speed. It's going to be very hard. I expect a tremendous challenge. It's very, very difficult to overcome the forces of wind, helmet buffeting. Your head just moves around like this. You're trying to read the speedometer, and your eyes are jumbling up, and your speedometer's bouncing at that speed. It's really hectic. The ramp's coming at you. It feels like you're running into a brick wall at 100 miles an hour. The other thing, which is major as well, is when I jump off the pavement onto the launching ramp, because that's going to try to pull the bike out from under me and loop me out. The launching ramp could start wagging back and forth too much and wag me off course. The big dangers are coming up short from the wind slowing you down so much. Go short, go over the bars, tumble down the ramp, something like that. That's probably one of the worst things that could happen. Even if I keep everything together, which is very, very difficult on the actual stunt, coming off the landing ramp and meeting the onrushing pavement is like stepping on an escalator that's doing 30 miles an hour in reverse. The combination of all those things produces the most dangerous motorcycle jump ever done.
Johnny's no stranger to dangerous jumps. In 1988, he performed a spectacular building jump with a nearly disastrous ending.
When I landed, the front hub broke into 6 pieces and 30 spokes broke, and this is what remains of it. And since then I had a new one built that's much stronger, and this will never happen again.
Perhaps the need to fly and the courage to risk his life is hereditary. The son of an Air Force pilot, Johnny began his motocross racing career at age 14 and was winning international competitions by the time he was 17. Johnny set out to become the best in the business and soon graduated from winning motocross competitions to thrilling audiences with his gravity-defying jumps.
For a guy like Johnny, who's been called everything from master of the ramp to airmail without the stamp, this jump represents another opportunity for him to prove that he is the world's premier ramp-to-ramp motorcycle jumper.
Johnny wasn't the only one who needed practice. Stunt drivers Fred Smith and Matt McBride will need to keep the powerful semis perfectly in line and their speed at a dead-on 30 miles per hour.
Focus on straight steering right now.
The stunt crew had planned for a week of intensive training to make sure that the drivers were comfortable with the added weight of the big ramps and with the way they affected the handling of the trucks. Now, Johnny has only 2 days to drill the drivers. First, one truck at a time, and then both trucks together in line. Both men were chosen for their extensive racing experience, which Johnny knew would help them maintain their concentration during the long, tedious hours of practice.
Most of the stunt stuff is a crazy type of thing off the seat of your pants, where here it's a little more precise. You have to take your time, make sure everything's straight, because we don't want anybody to get hurt.
But 36 wheels and 20 tons of steel won't stop on a dime if anything goes wrong. So the instant of Johnny's landing is critical.
Danny gives me the cue as soon as Johnny hits down on the off-ramp. At that time, I brake. Smooth and steady, bring it to a smooth stop, allowing him to just glide off the off-ramp safely.
But on the last day of practice, Johnny met with an accident on his first attempt to mount the moving launch ramp. A member of Johnny's crew captured this footage on home video.
Hang on, man, hang on, don't move around. Okay?
Is this all right? Yeah, I'm laying down. It's going to be bruised, but it's all right. Sure. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, all right.
Hands okay?
Yeah, everything's working. It's just slithery, you know? Let's take it off the other bike, yeah.
It's on the stand.
Okay.
Both Johnny and his bike escaped with minor damage, but he's decided to save another attempt at the moving ramp for the stunt itself.
You just break the stunt down into components, master every component, get everything working 10 out of 10, and then you just have to take a leap of faith, and you just have to hold the throttle on and power right through it, follow through and believe in yourself.
Despite months and months of preparation, there's still some last-minute problems that have to be worked out.
And so you know what to go and what to do, and you know what to do. Just one more practice is all it is.
I'm the one calling the shots. Calculate your neutrals and your brakes. If there's any problems, I'll also cue those. Good day to win. It'll be a good one. Good. Why don't you get another wrench and come back here and just double check everything we just put in, okay?
The team's got to move fast to get the stunt off before dark. And it looks like Johnny may still be feeling the effects of yesterday's wipeout.
Good day to win.
Right.
The medical team is on standby should anything happen. And Johnny's wife, Kim, is watching anxiously.
Everyone in your positions. We're going to do this.
Remember, Johnny has never even practiced this jump with the trucks actually moving.
All right, truck one, are you ready?
Ready?
Okay, truck two, are you ready? Yeah, we're ready to roll. I'm all set back here. Air's up.
The trucks have to be at full speed and perfectly in line before Johnny can start his approach. That'll leave him less than an eighth of a mile to reach his jump speed of 98 miles per hour and perform the stunt.
Driver, let me know when you're at 30. Here we go. Send him. Okay, driver, stay right on that line. Get a little bit of free play. Real busy with that wheel. He's got to do this. We're running out of road. So watch your rest. It's my race. Wait too much. Try to stabilize your truck.
I went a little slow, I can feel it, but I just had to get our technique together. Get your helmet on.
Let's see ya. Yes. All right, Johnny, we're going to take a look at the replay. Now tell us, step by step, what's going on right here?
Right here, I've got my alignment. I get one look at the speedometer, and I have to transition onto the ramp. Gassing it onto the ramp, I know I'm 2 miles an hour too slow, so I have to gas it all the way up the ramp. Near the top, I roll off the throttle and have to just fight to keep the front end down. The headwind is tremendous here. And it's just a continuous fight, keeping the front end down, wondering if I'm going to fly far enough to land on the ramp.
Oh.
As soon as I get close enough to the ramp to tell, I start setting the rear end down, knowing that I'm going to land on the wood.
Yes.
Set it down, then I'm braking here and getting vertical. Coming off this ramp, it's got a tremendous force. The front end gets sucked back, and it takes all my strength to hold it together.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic. I told you it was a good day to win.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Annalicia, and I'm standing on this historic airfield outside Paris, where world-famous stunt engineer Remy Julien and his action stunt team are going to attempt a spectacular, world-first three-way adventure in the air. We're going to fly this plane down this course. Then we're going to jump this car over the plane, and we're going to jump this motorcycle over them both. As he began preparations for this stunt, Remy's dilemma was this. How much airspace could he give to the plane without separating the ramp so far as to greatly decrease the accuracy of the jump vehicles? Every additional foot the car and bike had to jump would further increase their margin of error at dangerous crossroads, a fact that Remy was well aware of.
It's very, very, very difficult, very dangerous. First of all, for the plane with the wind very near, close at the ground, it's very difficult to be precise. It can't go higher because touch the car. If you touch the car touch a motorcycle, it's very, very, very difficult. But it's very exciting too.
Due to the fact that the weather conditions and other variables would affect the plane the most, Remy decided to test it first. A banner stretched between the ramps to represent the path of the car. Our pilot must fly exactly 3 feet beneath this banner. Any higher and the plane could collide with the car. Any lower and the plane could hit the ground and bounce back up into the path of the car and the motorcycle. The plane must fly at a constant 40 miles per hour, a slow speed that is extremely difficult for a pilot to maintain with control. Back at Remy Julien Action, auto driver Gilbert Bataille applies the finishing touches to his customized Isuzu 1600. Tiny cameras placed inside the car allow us to experience firsthand what Gilbert goes through on each jump. He must not only jump his car 130 feet, but he must clear the top of his jump at precisely 16 feet above the ground. Tape is strung across its path to note the exact height the car must attain. Yes? During test jumps, the car's flight is right on target. 3 feet lower and it would hit the plane. 3 feet higher and it could collide with a cycle. The plane and the pilot are ready. The car and the driver are ready. So now it's time to see if Christophe Blanc and the Suzuki 250 motorcycle are prepared to complete the difficult jump over both the other moving vehicles. During the bike test, a safety ramp is placed between the takeoff and landing points. This will be removed just before the actual stunt is performed, when Christophe will need to jump nearly 150 feet. How is that, Remy? Video replays allow each stuntman to see exactly how the test went and compare his path to the other vehicles. Once all 3 vehicles perfect their solo flights, Remy still needs to orchestrate dangerous crossroads with split-second timing. A complex series of lights and sensors is placed on the field. When the plane hits its mark, the car and bike will begin their 70-mile-per-hour approach. Even faster than the last time.
Finally, Remy was convinced that his plan had been tested as well as it could be. Now, he could only look forward to the next day's event with the hope that all would be well in the end. The stunt day finally arrived, and despite the cold and wind and the tense atmosphere, an army of thrill seekers turned out to watch the spectacle.
We're about to do a final rehearsal for the stunt. Although yesterday's final testing went well, the weather today is overcast and the wind has picked up. Remy's concern about visibility leads him to do one additional crucial test. All 3 vehicles are to meet in the center without jumping the ramps. If everything is in order, Remy will get the go-ahead for the stunt itself. The timing looks good, but the already undesirable weather is getting worse. If the icy fog cover gets any heavier or the wind gets any stronger, the stunt would be impossible to perform safely. To make things even more complicated, 2 helicopters will also be in the air following the action. Working against time, Remy gives final instructions to the stunt team.
Gilbert, bon bah tu repasses par ici. Si tout est ok, tu te mets en place. Ça d'avion pour le range.
Okay, he's given the signal. It's a go. Our camera crews are in place and fire trucks and ambulances are lined up along the airfield. If the car or the cycle should be off even a few inches from their targeted angles, a disastrous mid-air collision will result.
Un peu là vers le poteau.
Christophe knows to keep loose and warmed up. All 3 vehicles are maneuvering into position. The first to approach must be the airplane. The other vehicles will get their cues from the timing lights triggered by the plane.
Non, mais c'est pas la question, c'est de...
Okay, it looks like our pilot is ready. He's banking into position.
Il va faire marcher avec les metteurs de fond moteur, là. Et moi, je pense que ça prend... Attention, attention. Ouais, départ, il fait tomber.
The plane is making its final approach. Here he comes.
3, 2, 1... Tout le monde était là, tout le monde au rendez-vous. Bien, on va une passe. C'est bien, ma plaisir.
Amazing thing I've ever seen, I'll tell you that. Remy, how do you feel?
I feel very well.
Yes? I saw your face when it happened. You were very excited.
Very better now.
Let's check out this world first stunt again. Christophe Roblat did an amazing job of maintaining a constant speed and angle of approach. Auto driver Gilbert Bataille could have collided with either vehicle if he'd been only 1 yard off on his path. He landed right on our camera. Lucien Camus had to maintain a steady speed as well as a constant altitude to prevent a collision with the car. A perfect approach. For Lucien, Christophe, and still there. It's time to celebrate having accomplished the challenge of dangerous crossroads.
Americans, the tropical oasis of Miami Beach has become the #1 place to escape the harsh weather of winter. The average year-round temperature is 85 degrees. Hundreds of luxurious hotels tower above the endless miles of immaculate snow-white beaches. Water sports like sailing, skin diving, and deep-sea fishing are the favorite pastimes to visitors and natives alike. The tranquil turquoise Caribbean waters are crystal clear and bathwater warm. For those who love to be near, on, or in the sea, Miami is a saltwater paradise. And it's here where we catch up with hosts Kathy Ireland and Roy Firestone at the Miami Marine Stadium. Florida is truly the land of the endless summer. Its climate attracts professional athletes from all over the United States. This is why Miami Beach has become the water skiing capital of the world. Now let's meet two of Miami's finest water skiing athletes who will attempt an amazing stunt.
Boat pilot Mickey Giacomazzi and water skier Dave Reinhardt have already established worldwide reputations, but never before had they had to face such a dangerous stunt as the one they're going to attempt. With Mickey behind the wheel of his supercharged speedboat, Dave will be pulled on his water skis through the bay until his speed reaches 55 miles an hour. Then he'll hit his jump ramp and do a forward flip through the air. And if all goes as planned, he'll soar over 135 feet to set 2 new water skiing world records, one for height and one for distance. Then with Dave still airborne, Mickey will hit his specially constructed V-shaped ramp and fly his boat farther than any boat has ever gone, over 120 feet through the air. If he does this, he'll set a new world record himself.
Just what kind of man would try something so dangerous on water? Well, Mickey Giacomazzi is a world-class boat pilot who's made over 3,000 boat jumps during his 12-year career. And Dave Reinhardt is a 3-year world champion freestyle water skier. A veteran of over 15,000 water skiing jumps, Dave is world famous for his outrageous water skiing abilities. For his excellence in barefoot skiing, which is how he actually began his professional water skiing career. Dave normally skis at 35 miles per hour, but in order to break a world record for height and distance, he'll need to achieve a speed of nearly 55 miles per hour. And as he approaches his launch ramp at such a fast speed, he has to be careful to hit his mark exactly. Otherwise, he could risk serious injury by slamming head-on into the ramp.
It is water, and in the bathtub, it won't hurt you. But at 70 miles an hour, this water is like solid cement.
Actually, it can be worse than actually hitting ground. Water can catch you, twist you. The ground you bounce off of. I'd be just like running into a building, at 50 miles an hour.
But Mickey's problem is even more massive than Dave's. His problem is a 3,000-pound boat.
The worst thing that can happen to me is the boat to roll over toward you and actually trap me
underneath the boat.
In the boat, and so I would slam into the water. And then if the boat lands on top of me, where are you going to go? I mean, you're going to be skiing in that general direction too. So you have a possibility of hitting the boat if I crash.
Yeah, I could.
Despite the enormous obstacles both men must overcome, they're ready to complete their testing process and soar where no boat and skier has gone before. Before they could even attempt to do this world's first boat and water skiing stunt, Mickey and Dave had to get these specially designed launching ramps into the bay. Our ski ramp is over here, and it's 8 feet high, 8 feet wide, and 30 feet long, though most of it's underwater. Now, this boat ramp had to be custom built to fit the V-shaped hull.
Earlier, this barge hauled this enormous boat ramp into position. The two green pontoon air cylinders formed the base of the ramp. They were filled with water and sunk. When the pontoons were resting securely on the lagoon's bottom, Mickey checked the integrity of the ramp's surface and the hydraulic system. This hydraulic system was designed to raise and lower the angle of the specially built ramp. It's constructed of solid steel and precisely tapered fiberglass that perfectly matches the underside of the boat. A thick yellow line was painted on the ramp's surface to act as a visual entry guide for the boat. In order for the boat to glide up and off the ramp with a minimum of drag and resistance, special plastic strips had to be secured to the ramp's surface. Over 100 pounds of lard were applied to the surface of the ramp. This biodegradable animal fat acts as a super lubricant and will hopefully give Mickey's boat the extra edge he will need to break the current world boat jump record. On shore, the crew inflated several dozen orange floats to place in the water and guide Mickey on a straight trajectory off the ramp. They will serve the same function as a runway light in an airstrip. Each time Dave attempts a ski jump, Mickey must first lubricate the ski ramp with water. This is done quickly and efficiently by tilting the boat's engine and revving it. Dave and Mickey have been on the water since they were young boys, and they've competed and performed together for almost 10 years. But they've never come close to trying anything as outrageous as this stunt. With the ramps completed, Dave and Mickey began some preliminary speed runs. As Mickey raced his boat in a straight line, Dave hung onto the pull rope, swinging back and forth across the boat's wake like a pendulum on a clock. This is a common technique used by water skiers to increase their speed. For this stunt, Dave needs to pick up at least 20 additional miles per hour in order to break the existing world record. With each jump, the team dropped distance markers into the bay, enabling Dave and Mickey to judge the progress of their tests. Eventually, they determined that 60 feet between ramps was the distance required for the boat and skier to set their records and accomplish what has never been done before, having a water skier and boat in the air at exactly the same time. Dave's tests were complete. Now it was Mickey's turn to do some testing. Mickey wore a thick foam football collar to protect his neck from whiplash injury. Dave was exhausted from his numerous test jumps. And though Mickey couldn't wait to get underway with his test, it was apparent that he was feeling a bit anxious as his crew helped him prepare for this crucial experiment.
This is for back protection, hemorrhoid protection.
Mickey approached his ramp at about 1/2 of the speed he hoped to reach when performing the actual stunt. Immediately after the test, the boat was removed from the lagoon and inspected by Mickey and his mechanic for signs of structural stress or damage. A crucial section of the engine skeg had broken off, apparently from the impact with the ramp. If this happened at partial speed, what would happen at full throttle?
Yeah, what we'll do.
Mickey was clearly frustrated, but the mechanic had anticipated such damage. He quickly removed and replaced the broken section. Before they could attempt the actual stunt, Mickey and Dave had to calculate the precise length of the tow rope. It had to be taut enough so that when Mickey's boat hit the air, Dave would still have the momentum to complete his jump. Finally, the stunt team had to make last-minute adjustments to the ramps themselves, raising and repositioning them to secure each one at just the right angle. These adjustments were crucial to minimizing the danger of the stunt, and would also help the two stuntmen reach their own new world records.
Well, the guys are about to attempt this wild stunt, and if all goes according to plan, Dave's going to hit the ski jump at about 55 miles an hour, come off the ramp, and complete a forward somersault, jumping 135 feet for a new world record. Okay, the guys are ready now.
Good. Dave, hold on. Dave, good luck.
Now, they have taken every possible precaution to minimize the risks, but should something go wrong, Dave could abort at the last minute by simply releasing his rope. Mickey, well, he won't be so lucky. Once he's committed to the jump, he can't swerve away at the last minute without endangering himself, the boat, and an unsuspecting Dave speeding behind him. Does occur, the only way to get our stuntmen will be with our underwater rescue team, and they're positioned next to the boat ramps, ready to respond instantly. Additionally, we've got cameramen in the water, in the air, and all around the bay. As they head toward the starting position, you can see Mickey picking up Dave for a last-minute conference.
We're going to take a minute to collect our thoughts. Okay, let us know when you're ready. It's all yours. I tried to be calm.
Remember, Dave wants to do a forward flip at least 3 stories in the air and break the old distance record of 135 feet, while Mickey wants to break the boat jump record of 120 feet. Okay, here they come.
Looked like for just a second there that Dave took a little bit of a hit. Yeah. But he landed hard and he landed well. Everyone seems to be okay.
That was great.
Woo! Hey, your heart stops for a moment. Yeah, right?
Okay, here they come. Let's see if we can get a couple of words with them. All right, guys. Way to go, David. All right. Mickey, fantastic. Really, man.
Good job. That was great.
The camera's right over this way. We can say hi to the folks. You guys are spectacular. Were there any feelings at the last moment that maybe you would have liked to go around one more time?
Yeah, there was a lot of that feeling. I was pretty shaky. That was really coming down to it. I was really shaken.
Well, let's talk a little bit about it. When you actually made the approach, you felt good. You were in good position.
That jump felt great to me. I had a better cut. I could have got a little bit better left, but that was a great jump. We had the timing down just the way we planned.
Looked like you took it a little hard, though. I mean, the water hit a little harder than maybe you had anticipated.
Well, I was hoping to have a little bit tighter of a line we land, but I think our rope got caught on the engine or something.
Guys, take me through. We're going to look at the monitors down right here. And how about for you, Dave?
All right, well, I can see my approach to the ramp and keep a pretty consistent edge into the ramp. I got my pop. I feel real good with my tuck and my position and my landing.
You bet. It's just terrific. Now, take a look at this. You're going to see the replay now. When you come off the ramp, you've got to look at this. I can't believe how high you get. It's about 30 feet, I would guess.
It's amazing.
And look, here comes the first time ever a boat and a skier have been in the air at the same time. Unbelievable. Now, we've got to see the replay one more time, I think, because Dave, Mickey, the folks at home, this is a lot tougher than it looks, and you guys make it look great. Fantastic. Now, Mickey, tell us what's going on in the boat here.
Right here is where I have my point of no return. all I was thinking about was catching the middle of that ramp straight on and hanging on to my hanging on to my seat.
Guys, just a spectacular jump. You guys have any other plans down the road? You're going to try maybe another jump here?
I'd like to go at it myself and see if I can go a little further with just the boat without Dave.
In a moment, Mickey Giacomazzi is going to make a second attempt to break the world's record of 120 feet for jumping a boat, only this time he'll go solo. With away from pulling Dave, he should have a good shot at achieving this dangerous goal. But first, let's take one more look at Dave and Mickey's amazing tandem jump. Dave Reinhardt set a new world record for a water ski jump with a forward flip of 144 feet, 27 feet in the air.
But as Mickey gets ready, there's a new problem. Our safety divers made an inspection, discovered a 3-foot gash in the bottom of the jump ramp. Apparently this was caused by the previous jump. Now there's enormous impact that the ramp's got to sustain on any new attempt, but our safety experts have concluded that there's no serious danger, that the ramp should withstand another try. And here we go again.
Mickey is on his way to make an attempt now. Kathy had a world record of better than 120 feet without the skier.
Oh, here he goes. I hope this wind doesn't mess him up.
Here he comes.
He passed the marker, so I know that he went past where he wanted to go.
All right, Mickey, a new world record.
Now, as you can see on the replay, he hit the ramp dead on and landed beyond the marker. That's 122 feet, a new world record. Congratulations. How do you feel?
That felt great. Man, I was really moving. That was a nice, smooth hit. I wasn't on the seat through the whole time in the air. I was off the seat, hanging on. What a ride.
Did you know you had a record when you hit the ramp?
Yeah, I did. I felt in the air just a little bit longer than the jump I did with Dave. It was smooth sailing. I knew I was going a long way.
Mickey, take us through it. Here's your approach.
Yeah, at this point, I was just pushing down on that throttle as hard as I could, trying to get as much speed out of the boat as humanly possible. I came off the seat about 2 feet. I was flying. I was in zero gravity the whole time. There's the impact of the boat.
Whoa, there it is.
I'm flying.
You took a big hit here.
Yeah, I took a hit. I was in zero gravity the whole time. There's the hit, the landing, not too bad, and I was able to get back on the throttle and keep it going.
Well, congratulations. It's been a terrific day. A bunch of world records. You did exactly what you set out to do.
It's great. It's a great feeling.
Thanks, Mickey. Well, congratulations to both Mickey Giacomazzi and Dave Reinhardt on a great job. Now let's go back one more time to our stunt teams around the world.
I'm on top of the ramp where Johnny Airtime just landed. As you can see, I mean, it was pretty darn close. I'm Susan Anton. I'm in Black Mountain, Nevada, and I'm saying goodnight.
From this historic airstrip of Remy-Julienne action near Paris, France, where we've made our own contribution to aviation history, this is Annalicia thanking you for joining us at the world's first dangerous crossroads triple jump. Good night and au revoir.
And from Miami, Florida, where we've just seen some exciting world records set in this very bay, I'm Kathy Ireland.
And I'm Roy Firestone. It's been a truly outstanding hour of unique stunts from around the world. I think we've met some of the boldest and bravest stunt guys in the business. Thanks, folks, for joining us. We'll see you again next time for more of the world's greatest stunts.